Welcome back to Kreationz DIY, and today me and Meadow got a little trick for you. We're going to show you how to take an old piece of metal. We found some old flag holders, and I can't remember where I got them, but I've been holding on to them for a long time. So we bought some new flags, and we're going to clean up these flag holders and paint them just like new for free. And instead of spending 20 bucks and get our brand new flags outside to make our rental property look more appealing and show our patriotism. So take a little journey with us. Come on, Med. So this is one of the flag holders I put in the vise here, and you can see there's all kind of rust on it. I scraped it right here a little bit with the brush because I want to show you guys that even as this thing is $5, it's way cheaper, like I said, to get the cheap $20 drill and the $5 little brush kit that comes, these little brushes you can get at Home Depot or Harbor Freight. You could probably get them Home Depot anywhere. And they're about $5-6. They might be a couple dollars more due to inflation, but they're like $5-6 and you get a few of them. And they last a really long time. And I use these to get off rust mostly, or to scratch paint all the way down to the metal. It does scrape it up a lot, but these are things that people aren't looking at. Don't ever use this on bodywork. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you how to do it on the right here on the flag piece, and then I'll show you what the flag piece looks like when it's all painted up. So I'm just trying to get my camera here, and then wherever there is the rust, I just kind of go easy. So you see this is an electric drill. I didn't pay much for this. This thing is so old. Black & Decker doesn't even come green anymore. I mean, this is probably 15 years old. I think someone gave it to me for free, but I'm just gonna easily go over the metal here. Scratch it up a little. Not too hard. I'm not trying to flick these little things all over the place. Always wear protection when you do this. I don't always do it. You see, I'm always sliced up, but I have had these come off and stick into my arm and hand, one time in my cheek. I do have glasses on, so if I didn't have glasses on, I would definitely be wearing safety glasses. I should have safety glasses on now, but I'm a little disturbing. I need a smaller tip to get in here, so we're going to try to figure that out. If not, I'll just do that by hand. So I did happen to find a smaller wheel. We were using this medium size. You see the difference is humongous. So I put the smallest wheel on, and I'm gonna try to get in there. But a trick for you guys to know when you're using these wire wheel brushes is that if you shave this down and it starts to get worn and it gets real small to the end, don't throw this out until you're hitting metal, because this brush will get even half the size smaller, and I can get even into smaller holes. If you do start to hit this metal core piece in the middle, it's time to go. If you have no brushes on the outside, it's time to go. But you can take this way, way down. So now you can see that I'm gonna be able to get into this piece even more. All right, so as you can see, it jumps around a lot. You just want to get into a rhythm where this is not bouncing That's why I tend to go slow. Slow and steady wins the race. Just ask the turtle, because I bet on the turtle every time. So this is how you use the wire wheel. This thing was really rusted. You see it's got all fresh new scratches on it, which I do appreciate the scratches on a material like this, because I'm going to hit this with a little bit of metal primer. And I'm going to show you how to do that as well, since now we have this down to a base. And then I'm going to just paint this whatever color I have, probably black, because I have a lot of black spray paint. And it will actually show up on the house where the flagpole is. So if I take the flag out, I can look for it. It's not going to be the same color as the house, and I slide the flagpole right down in, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and get on the hand sanding, and then we're going to be right back. Got a piece of sandpaper. This is pretty coarse. I think it's 150 grit. I'm just going to get in there, the places that I couldn't get before, and see if I can get this little bit of rust out from this middle piece, because you don't want to take all the time to do something and not do it completely right, you know. So it is coming out. A lot harder to do with just your hand, but hey, you gotta do it. We gotta at least knock the surface stuff off, you know, the heavier stuff. You just get in there a little bit, a couple scratches. They're still hitting me with it. So you see the rust? So I'm just gonna stick my finger up in there underneath. Probably go this way. The surface rust is off, even though it looks a little orange. I'm gonna go ahead and wash this down to get all the flakes and dirt off. And then we're gonna go upstairs and we're gonna etch a primer this. So we'll be right back. All right, so now we got our flag holders up here. 2 of them. I showed you how to get the rust and do one, but I did the other one off camera. So this would be, because these are nice and steel and big, heavy ones, probably close to $10 each. Even if they're $5 each, this is $20 I've just saved. So we're gonna hit it with the etching primer, because these were rusted, they're steel, and they're going outside, and I want the paint to bond to them pretty good. So I'm just gonna go easy, you know. Make sure to always read the directions when you're using different kinds of paint, because different brands of paint might say to do different things, and I don't know what paint that you are using at the time. Now you see I put the paint can top, the protector top, underneath, so that the item doesn't lay on the ground, because when the paint is wet and it bonds to whatever you have on the ground, it tends to stick, and I don't want the paint to rip off, or I don't want some of this to rip off, or hair or whatever to get into it. So let's just hit the other side real quick while you're watching. Okay, nice and green. Doesn't have to be perfect. These are going outside. They're not somebody's car that I'm painting. It's just spray paint. We got the etch primer on there now. We're going to let this dry for about 10 minutes. Read your directions. And then after 10 minutes, we're going to flip these over, because they'll be cured enough to touch the plastic caps on the bottom. We're going to hit that other side, and then we're going to let it dry probably another 10 minutes. And then we're going to flip them over again, and we're going to hit them with the gloss black. Let's fast forward. All right, we're back with our 2 flag holders, and the other side is cured. So you see I flipped them over. This side is now got the green on it, the prime, and now we flipped them over. We're going to do the other front side. It's got a lot of bends, so you got to get different angles. I try not to turn the can upside down, because when you turn it upside down, the paint doesn't go down, and you get a lot of lacquer thinner, and it doesn't come out correct. So you just have to kind of move around, you know? So I'm always moving. If I'm shaking the can, that means I'm moving around. While I'm moving around, I want to save time, so I shake the can every time I move. So I'm moving on this side now. You can see where the can is. It's always facing a different way, you know? But you have to get in all these different little angles. So to be able to get in all these angles and not have any runs by just spraying and spraying and spraying. You don't want to do that. It's not professional. You're wasting paint. You're wasting time. You're going to have drips. So now that we're all done with this, we're going to let this cure on the top. We're going to flip them back over. I want to paint the black on the bottom first because if anything does happen, then the runs are on the bottom and I don't want to do the surface where you're going to see. I do that last to make sure. So let's give this a little time to cure and let's fast forward and we'll be right back. So I was just painting a tool of mine, the punch, and reconditioning it. And I found this really cool silver paint. So I didn't want to use the 1 can of gloss black engine paint because this is very expensive and I only have a half a can left. So we're going to go ahead and paint these silver and make them look brand new again. Now this paint comes out really fast and it coats a lot. It has this different tip on it than regular paint does. So you can turn this to go sideways or up and down. I just leave it how it is. I like it up and down a lot so it sprays sideways. But you have to be very easy when you're spraying this type of paint. Like I keep telling you, this is Duplicolor, but it's perfect match car paint, which is different than the Duplicolor engine enamel, which is different than the Duplicolor etching primer. Everything sprays a little different. This doesn't have a spray nozzle, it only sprays one way. Whereas this, you can turn this little nozzle. So there I just turned it and now it's flat. See how I turned it? Now I'm gonna turn it again. I like it when it's up and down, it gives me a broader spray, but it comes out really fast. So you have to watch that you don't get runs. Now, you guys know when you're watching me, I go from a different angle. I shake. Continue to shake. Doesn't matter what paint you're using. Continue to shake. Continue to spray at a different angle because you don't want to just keep spraying this and taking it on because then it won't look good at all. Wow, they are really starting to look good. They are looking like they're brand new, like I just went to the store and bought them. Can't wait to get these 2 flags out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and spray the bottom of these and get them done off of camera. And then I'll show you what they look like when they're completely done out in the sun, looking brand new. So we're back on the last coat of the reforming these flag holders. And I did this on purpose. I left this one painted up and I put this one over because I want you guys to see that I didn't just go buy a brand new one. This is still green on the bottom, you know? They just look brand new because I took my time and I painted them nice. So now we're just going to go over it one more time. Always shaking the can. Always reading your directions. Doing your own due diligence. Don't just watch what I do. Always scraping the top of the can before every use. Always shaking the can when we walk. If you're gonna walk and waste a couple of seconds at a time, you might as well shake the can while you're doing it and looking. While I'm looking at this, looking around, did I get this angle? Did I get this? Oh, I missed a little bit here. I gotta walk. I'm shaking the can. I'm shaking the can. I'm shaking the can. You can't overshake the can. You can undershake it, but you can't overshake it. So it's not hurting anything. Oh, they look beautiful. Brand new. They look brand new. I think they look better than brand new, but you know, I'm a little biased on my own work, so. And there it is. Brand new, reconditioned flag carrier to give the respect to the flag that I love. I'm going to put the American flag in one and my home British flag in the other. I'm going to go ahead and take these out and put them in the sun so you can see how beautiful they look in an actual sun after they cure. And then I'm even going to mount them and show you what they look like with 2 brand new flags in them. So just because you made it this far, I got a little joke for you. So we can look at them right here in the sun. They look brand new, brand new. You know, I wouldn't even be mad in the comments section below if you say those aren't the same ones, you bought those. I would actually feel special, but if you look really, really, really close, you can see where the rust used to be. You see the little places where rust used to be, and now it's gone. New one wouldn't have rust. They look brand new. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited to get my flags on here because I love my country so much that my flag deserves a pretty holder. Thanks for coming to Disturbing Kreationz. I'm gonna go get these flags up so you guys can also show your respect and show what you do and actually put an effort and put some heart into something, because it really shows that you actually made that extra difference, that extra little bit of energy, and that you really care. Let's go get these flags up together. It's probably got to go higher. I got the American one. It's 3x5, all weather, so it can stay outside even in the rain and everything. It probably should go somewhere higher, but we're tearing this porch down and making a whole new porch on this property, so we're going to be moving the flag anyway. And then on this corner, since we did 2 of those remakes on the flag holder, I rebuilt 2 of those. We're going to put a second one right here, and that's